This week's reading talks about Balaq and Bilam. Balaq was the king of Moab who felt threatened by the up-and-coming Israelite nation. Bilam was a freelancer, basically. He was a prophet, and he was known to have certain powers. Anyone who would bless would be blessed. Anyone who would curse would suffer for it. So Balaq hired Bilam to curse the Hebrews that were coming out of Egypt. Well, here's the thing. In the first attempt, Balaq sent messengers, and Bilam said, I can't do anything unless God says, so hang out overnight and let's see what God has to say. God came to him overnight and said, So he sent them on their way. Balaq thought, he's just holding out for higher pay, or doesn't feel that these messengers were respectful enough. I better send bigger ministers. So he sent another delegation and offered him all sorts of riches, and he said, look, I can't do anything without the boss's approval, but stay here overnight, and we'll see. Bilam was a man of great integrity, actually. It says later in the story that as he was traveling, God tried to stop him by sending an angel in the way, and Bilam was unable to see the angel who was threatening him. But God opened the donkey's eyes such that the donkey upon which Bilam was riding could see it. And he kept trying to veer off the path and crushed Bilam's leg against the wall, and Bilam got very angry and whacked the donkey with his staff. And then God opened the donkey's mouth, and the donkey spoke up saying, why are you hitting me? Have I not been faithful to you as your servant, your animal, all this time? Have I ever led you astray? And the response is very simple. A one-word answer. Says Bilam responded, no. He was a man of integrity. Who are you? You're a donkey. I mean, okay, it's miraculous enough that a donkey's talking, right? But you're my donkey. You're my servant. How dare you speak to me that way? How dare you challenge me? How dare you? And notice the donkey didn't explain anything about why it happened. Later, God opened Bilam's eyes and he saw the angel. But at the time, all the donkey said was, have I not been faithful to you all this time? And Bilam's response was, yeah, you were. He was a man of great integrity. And when he saw the angel, he said, if it displeases you, I will go back. But the angel said, no, go on. So why, then, was Bilam punished so severely? The fact is that you can have great integrity, but still have an axe to grind. Bilam followed the rules. He wouldn't do anything unless God said. But he was the sort of person who interpreted as a no as a maybe, or a no as a convince me. He thought if he argued enough, if he spoke enough, he could convince God. You know what? God said no. But hey, let's see what he says the second time. God says go, but only say what I say. Okay, he warned Balaq, that's it. I can only say what God says. But hey, let's hope God changes his mind. Gives Balaq all sorts of advice. If you build these altars and bring these offerings and pray in a certain way, maybe God will change his mind. Maybe there are these tricks we could use. No doesn't mean convince me. So yes, he was a man of great integrity in that he followed the strict letter of the law. But he didn't really care about the principles behind the law. As long as he could tick all the boxes, cross the T's, dot the I's, he was fine to go along with whatever plan anyone could devise, as long as they could pay the bills. And he was okay with that. It doesn't matter the consequences. These people are favored. These people are blessed by God. No, I'll see whether I can find a way around the system. That's not proper integrity. Following the letter of the law, but ignoring the spirit of it, for you D&D fanatics out there, we would call that lawful neutral. That's not a good way to live. It really isn't. So think about following the spirit of the law in addition to the letter. Yes, you should follow the law to the letter. No question about that. But are you missing the forest for the trees? If you are, make sure you don't bang your leg up against the wall. Shabbat shalom.